The Capricorn New Moon on Sunday, January 18th, is inviting you to stay patient and stay strong in this final push of karmic entanglement energy.
Yes.
You're going to be okay, babes. I swear.
We hope. No, I'm joking.
There's a lot of heaviness in the air.
Yeah.
There could be. If you're feeling light, yeah, good for you. But there could be a lot of heaviness in the air. There could be a lot of things wrapping up. There could be a lot of moving parts that you have to pull together and make it make sense so that you can take that next step forward as we move into this beginning of the year, this first quarter of the year.
Yep. It's Q1, maybe.
Yeah, let's go. Let's dive into it in this video. We will see you in a minute. Hi, I'm Lee.
And I'm Ronnie.
And welcome back to Jupiter Juice, your cosmic check-in for all things astrology, pop culture, and spiritual self-discovery.
Yes. Welcome, welcome. Like we said earlier, we will be discussing the new moon in Capricorn. This new moon basically kicks off the entire year, you know? This is where you can plan and, think about the things that you want for yourself for this upcoming year. And it's a really good time for not only manifestation, but also just getting serious about what you truly want, especially with a lot of the aspects this moon will be making towards multiple planets. It is going to be, you're going to have a lot of supportive energy with Mercury and Mars. They'll both be conjunct in the sign of Capricorn on the 18th as well. And then also the moon will be forming a trine. No, it's a trine or sextile. It's forming a trine to Uranus in Taurus, which is retrograde, while also forming sextiles to Saturn and Neptune, which are in the sign of Pisces. So we do have a lot of energy coming up for this particular new moon. So let's start with the new moon in Capricorn vibes first before we get into the nitty gritty. So yeah.
It's at 28 degrees and that's right before the 29th degree. So it's really the ending accumulation of the sign of Capricorn. So the pressure's on. If you're feeling pressure, that makes a lot of sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever Capricorn sits for you and your houses, that's where you're going to be feeling it the most. We are releasing a moon press guide. So be sure to click the link down below to get access to specific horoscopes and how this specific energy is going to be affecting you for this new moon.
Yeah.
I did that there.
Plug.
But for real, that really end push of the sign, I don't know, I keep emphasizing that because it's so important to realize even though we're in the beginning of the year, and I feel a lot of astrology people say this anyway, it doesn't mean that everything's new and we're starting fresh or still wrapping up some stuff. So give yourself some time to do that. Especially because there's so many planets that are in the end of the sign getting ready to transition into the new sign. So it'll probably feel more like the beginning of the year once we have all these outer planets that have been in these signs for years transition over into the new sign. Yeah. So if you don't feel it yet and it feels wow, now more than ever, I actually feel less prepared more than ever. Yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of outer energy that's just right there at the end that's dragging. And Saturn already drags. Saturn is already...
Yeah, it's very...
So it's emphasizing the drag.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely dragging for me. But no, because my moon's in Capricorn, so it's feeling the vibes.
Yeah. Got your lunar return.
No, but I feel like lunar return-ish, right? But I feel exactly, the way that you've explained it. I don't feel prepared, but also it feels correct not to feel prepared. It feels like we're still it doesn't feel like the new year. Yeah. And for me, the new year doesn't really feel like the new year until February, March anyway for me. January is still when I visualize the month of January, it's still dark. It's still very dark. It feels like the soil that you put the seed in. So you can put your seed in the soil, during this time. But also, like, the new moon in Capricorn invites you to think about these new ideas, to think about these new foundations, these new boundaries that you want to, embody so that you can, accomplish the things that you want to over the course of the next year or 6 months or whatever. Right? So it's still it's a very important time. And also, you're supported. There's a lot of supportive energy as well, during this new moon, especially with the Mercury and Mars. Now, Mercury and Mars conjunction, on the negative side, it'd be like, just kind of spitfire arguments and not agreeing. And oh God, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know, just thinking about the state of the world. The state of the world. All right, let's look out for this weekend. Probably gonna be on and popping extras. Already, it's been on and popping. And this is something I did want to bring up because of the state of the world, the state of the United States. We're going to talk about the United States. Okay. Yeah. I think now what people do need to start thinking about is who you truly are at your core and what you truly believe in. And kind of like this is what I feel when Neptune moves into Aries, out of Pisces. It's still in Pisces right now. There's a lot of people still blind to things. Oops, we're gonna leave that there. There's a lot of people still blind to things, and I'm trying to be serious. My phone is falling, but I feel like it's like the veil is still thick right now. And I feel like we already have one, I don't want to call it catalyst, but, unfortunately, an American citizen, was, anyway, I don't even know if we could go into that on YouTube because they're censoring people and stuff. But it's just like, an American citizen, her life was taken, and that had, unfortunately, things like that have to happen before people think and do things and try to plan things, but I do feel like something else may happen, or something may happen to where others will start to, kind of just like let the veil fall. Right. And I think this is going to be a time where people are going to start truly planning out their futures, because one thing I've noticed, especially with myself, a lot of us are desensitized to, the things that we're seeing online, because it's like a trauma response. It's like when you continuously see stuff like that, and it's being pushed to us for a reason, right? So when you continuously see violence and, uprisings and propaganda and just AI and just false things, just so much stuff, your system gets overloaded. That's done on purpose. And this is the time Capricorn is all about. It's planning, it's building, it's legacy. Okay. Who are you, right? Who are you at your core? What are you building? What do you want to be remembered for? And also, how are you going to protect yourself? Protect your family. Like, Capricorn is the father energy, right? So what would a father do, right? In these times? And just think about that. So it's like, get prepared, get your things in order, get your passports, get your pew-pews, get your things in order, and it's not like a fear-mongering type of thing, but it's more so of like, it should have been done in the first place. You should have your passport. You should have certain things in order and certain things organized so that you're protected, because you never know what's going to happen anywhere. It doesn't matter. So I think it's just about just getting serious. And also, you can still have hopes and dreams, because just like a revolution is happening, an uprising is happening, also a renaissance will be happening, especially when it comes to AI and things like that. So it's just like, just think of, because people are starting to crave connection, true human connection, true empathy, true love, right? So it's just really about like, who do you want to be? Who do you want to embody? And and just thinking about that, and just and not being afraid and putting action behind it. Practice what you preach, right? Mercury and Mars, like that conjunction. So
that's a word right there.
I don't know, down low.
Snap right now. That was the word.
Dweedle.
But for real though, like the authenticity that you're talking about is definitely going to be like when Saturn and Neptune join up and link up in Aries, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
It's over.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah,
because we're already feeling it. But it's like it's if you're feeling something and you're just like there's something going on, I just can't put my finger.
Yeah,
on it. It's gonna clear up very
soon.
Saturn and Neptune come together. Chani. Shout out to Chani.
Yeah.
I was listening to her yearly forecast today, and she talked about how Saturn and Neptune come together. It was in a different sign, but it symbolized like the Berlin Wall collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally like a physical manifestation of a veil being dropped. So that makes a lot of sense when you said that.
Yeah.
Things are going to crumble right before your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Old foundations. First of all, the sign is already shifting, so that's a whole new thing. But it's also like Saturn is about barriers. Neptune is the complete opposite. It's about breaking barriers and having no barriers. So they're colliding in Aries.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a kind of a violent collision, I think.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily going to be instant, I don't think, because outer transits are never truly that instant. But who knows? It might be sped up with Aries being there.
Yeah. And then, or maybe later on in the year, like during the summer, when Uranus, goes back. Well, wait, Uranus is moving back into Gemini when? But yeah, so with Uranus entering Gemini, coming April, I do see it happening rather quickly because, Gemini is a quick-witted sign. Also, it's going to be hot. You know what happens when heat comes? Pew-pewing. So, you have some time. Capricorn New Moon. You got to start, it's about planning for your future. I would say more now than ever, start planning for your future. You can think about your dreams. I don't think it's not going to look the way we think it's going to look. For sure. Because it's a completely different time.
For sure. I agree with that. And it's already been such a slow leak.
Yeah.
Of just destruction.
Yeah. It's like bit by bit. It's like, yeah.
So it's like, who knows? It's like Jenga.
Yeah.
You pull that one block and then boom, a bunch of stuff collapses.
Yeah. And that block is this summer.
Yeah.
So you have time.
So it's a 1 year. Also it's a fire horse year.
Yeah. So
while there's a lot of very innovative like push maybe in your personal life, it's definitely the world around us.
Yeah. And there's something else I want to say with this new moon energy, because the thing is, Capricorn energy, I love this energy, you can become hypercritical around this time, but it's like don't do that to yourself. Just just don't be hyper, just try not to be hypercritical. You can still believe. You can still make a change. You can still, achieve things, and because there's a lot of people out here thinking like, oh, I'm one of those people. I can't do anything, or I don't feel like I should talk about what I want to talk about, or be happy for anything, or, want to celebrate myself or talk about my talents because the world is burning around us, right? Don't do that to yourself. Yes, the world is burning around us. It's been burning. I don't know. It's been burning since we even were, a fraction of a thought. You know what I'm saying? The world is always going to burn. As long as humans are here, it's going to burn. That's just what it is. But the thing is, it's just like, yeah, she holding us. She get
worry. Like, yes, obviously, like I'm very one to give back to the land.
Yeah,
and make offerings and things like that. But that's just showing respect. That's basic respect. That's not trying to hold it up and make sure everything's okay.
Yeah,
not her.
Yeah,
right.
She alright.
Because like as a Mars Capricorn native myself, I got Capricorn energy. I'm very in a moment right now where I'm just got my head down and I'm kind of focused on me. And I think a past version of myself would have felt bad about that. Because it's like, oh, well, if I'm really what I say I'm about, then I would care about X, Y, and Z. And it's like, if I care about X, Y, and Z, I got to care about myself first and foremost.
Yeah.
Even in a selfish way. It's in a way where it's like, I'm honoring my capacities. I'm honoring my boundaries.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of Capricorn is. That's what Capricorn is, that structure. So what is your structure? What are your limits? Get really familiar with your limits.
Yeah.
Get really familiar with the structures that you want to create, because that's what's going to uphold you. And that's your bones. Capricorn rules the bones.
Yeah.
That's your skeletal system.
Yeah.
So what's your personal skeletal system that you have going on?
Yeah.
But like Ryan was saying, with the Mercury and Mars conjunction right now and Capricorn, yes, it's definitely a time of planning, but with the hypercritical things, like, don't get so laser focused on what you want things to be. Capricorn's the last earth sign. Ooh, I'm spinning. Capricorn is the last earth sign, so it's very focused on the end goal.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
step by step, day by day.
It's slow. Capricorn is very slow energy.
Yeah.
It's okay to take things slow. You don't have to just rush in. Now, you'll have your chance to rush.
Yeah.
You switch to this Aries.
Yeah, the fire, and then also switching over, because we're not in the Chinese New Year yet. Right. Because February 17th. February 17th is when we enter the new Chinese astrological year. So we're still in the end. It's not go time yet. It is. We're still shedding the last little piece of the tail, right? So it's like,
you itching probably too.
Yeah, it's like you're ready to go, but not quite yet. And the thing is, it's just like, it's kind of like a lion or a cheetah, like in the Sahara, that like they're behind the bush, the grass or whatever, and they're like waiting to pounce. That's what this energy feels like. And you'll get to pounce.
Yeah, there's always going to be a time for you to exhibit you don't have to exhibit everything at one time.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a time to exhibit your, say, like, creative side, or your more structured, logical side, or your more empathetic side, or your more selfish side. There's always certain seasons and eras, especially with astrology. If you're into astrology, there's certain transits that help you exhibit these traits more, that require you to be different. So it's like, I think with this Piscean energy, that kind of, especially with Saturn being in Pisces, that could have kind of taught you how to be more adaptable with your structures. So don't forget that lesson when Saturn leaves Pisces, how to be adaptable with your structures.
Yeah. Yes. Don't forget.
Transition with them, because there's a time and there's a season and there's a place for everything. So don't pressure yourself if you're not everything at once.
Yeah. Because that ain't real anyway. Okay. Yeah. That's
like you were saying with social media.
Yeah. It's a system overload, and it's like, because they're trying to it's just what it is. They're trying to get you to short circuit. Yeah. That's what they say, it's some phone. It is, but also it's like, it's what's being pushed. And I notice, and I'm not trying to be that person, but this is, I'm just going to try to speak in code. But what I noticed is, like, on social media, I remember there was a time that they weren't trying to show, trying to keep certain things hidden, right? But now, they have, these frozen water boys with phones and cameras. They're yes. They were ordered to start filming their interactions like they're influencers. Is the individual in charge of this country, and he's in a press phone, because the dude that actually what's the name, the guy who took away Renee Good. He had a camera. He was holding he was like he was an influencer, like filming somebody at Kroger who you think crazy, whatever. He was interacting with her wife when all of that happened. So he had his phone out and filmed the whole thing himself. So, but they said like, yeah, we're going to start filming this stuff. And so that makes you think like, okay, that is obviously something, right? Because they know, oh, we put this on social media. This, I don't know what it's for, because you can easily say, oh, it's a scare tactic or whatever the heck. But you have to mind your mind, and you have to be wise, and you have to understand what's being done and not fall for the bait. Because that's how you become desensitized. That's how you start to be in fight or flight, and you don't know what to do, and you feel stuck because you want to do something, but you're scared to do something, and blah, 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 blah. It is a form of control. So you probably need to start putting your phone down a little bit, you know?
I already started because that's so funny because I got the app Opal, good app.
What's that?
So it's basically allows you to set limits on your phone, because when I try to set limits through screen time on Apple, I'd be like, ignore, whatever. But with Opal, like, it makes you wait each time you like set the limit, reset the limit back. It makes you wait a longer time, to where it'll be like 100 seconds before you can actually go into the thing and then pause it and take a break or whatever.
Oh wow!
When you pay for it, you can actually just make it to where you can't access it. Period. Unless you like. I'm not paying for it. So.
Yeah, we don't pay for these apps.
I've been like trying to get off my phone recently, and I haven't been on my phone, like, to be honest with you. I rarely like I can't, I don't like what you're talking about. I know it. I've heard about it in the news, but like I don't know the details because I'm not on it.
Yeah, I'm on my phone all the time, and I do find it being a blessing. Being out and doing work and stuff and interacting with people. I feel like a form of like detox when I'm not on my phone, because it's just too much, right? It's just too much. And you have to, like, Capricorn is real, it's tangible things, it's reality. You have to get off of that, because they trying to make stuff a spectacle right now. Yeah. And it's not, don't fall for it, because guess what? At the end of the day, just astrologically speaking, none of this stuff is going to work.
It's not landing. Like,
it's not going to land.
But I don't think
it's not going to land. But if you look throughout history, pattern recognition, it never lands.
Mm-hmm. So
it gets. I don't even know why we keep repeating the same cycle, because they know it's going to be the power is going to land in the hands of the people. That's just what it is.
Yeah. So Capricorn New Moon to remind you that you are not powerless.
Yeah.
And to remember your power and to go ahead and step into that power.
Okay, T. So, we good? Okay, awesome. So, if you would like to have your personalized horoscope, definitely subscribe to our Patreon so that you can get all the details and all the things that you need to know for this new moon based off of your rising sign. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we also have a website, so make sure you visit that. We got some cute stuff on there. If you want a reading or anything like that, just check it out. Look at some cute videos and like photos and stuff. We did launch our website, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, man. Well, other than that, we hope that you have a beautiful new moon. We hope you get to planning and you just stay grounded and just trust yourself and believe in yourself, and you'll be fine. But other than that, thank you so much for tuning in to Jupiter Juice.